Ahoy, mateys! Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, uh, here's a new game and the overview for this new game called Piracy, Hunters of the Seven Seas. So, it is a very small footprint game. Basically, deck of 54 cards and a piece of paper, or you can use the sheet I made. So that's all the components. I made this based on the card game that I already have called Silent Hunter. Basically, it was about submarines. The idea is to have a card with lots of stuff on it that you can use to basically calculate everything you need for, let's say, for a sea battle, or in the case of the Hunter, uh, Silent Hunter, it was like you have a submarine firing torpedoes, getting tonnage. In this case, we are in the golden age of the piracy. We are going to have a ship uh, and a crew, and we're going to also get some goods that we need. We're going to, of course, attack other ships, merchant ships, and try to get as many loot or gold in this case as possible. So, the objective of the game is to accumulate 1000 gold in a span of 12 weeks. Or if that's a normal game, normal setting, or to accumulate 1000 gold in a span of 6 weeks, so half the time, if you want to play the harder game. Let me show you the components first. Actually, let's start with this little sheet which we need. Well, it could be, as I said, piece of paper, and you can write all it down on the piece of paper. But if you want, I will provide these sheets you can print. Now, there are two-sided if you want to have a male or a female captain. In any case, you're gonna get the name of your captain, name of the ship, gonna draw your flag, a little role playing, and this is where you're gonna track your ship status, which can take up to 6 damage, and your crew status, which also can take 6 casualties. This is where you're gonna keep how much gold you have, how much supplies, and how much did you explore of the seas, and your notoriety, and how many weeks have passed. And this here is the cost of goods in friendly ports, because you as a pirate, you can enter like a friendly port of, let's say, Nassau or maybe Tortuga, and there, this is where you can repair your ship, so remove damage from it, refill your crew, so get your crew back that died in your conquest, get some supplies, and get some rumors. I'm going to explain what these do later on. So that's basically the sheet of paper you need to play this game, or you can just write all these down in maybe. I always encourage players of these games to get some kind of a diary and make a little story, because that's these small games should. I think that the game should be like 50% the game and 50% should come from a player that is playing the game, so he can make his own story. All right, let's look the cards. We have 54 cards, so standard deck. And let me show you what we have on these cards. So first of all, each card has an area or location, which could be a friendly pirate port. In case if it's a friendly pirate port, it is written in red. Let me show you one of the not. So the Caribbean is just the area. Nassau here is a friendly pirate port, which tells you how many ships you're gonna meet there. And these friendly pirate ports have actually have a discounts to these goods. So different ports have different discounts. So for instance, Nassau is about rumors, so -5 gold for rumor, meaning that the rumors that you bought in Nassau will cost 5 less gold. And I think similar is for other ports. I'm not going to go through it right now. Some on some ports you have a discount on ship repair, on crew refill, on supplies, because we have 4 different friendly pirate ports. So that's on the top. This is your loot. That's how much gold you can get. And here other informations on the cards is the type of the ship, how much strength this ship have because before it is sunk. Is it a flag ship, meaning the ship that has a flag of some country like a Spain or France, or is just a ship, maybe a private merchant ship or something like that that doesn't have a flag? You'll see what's the difference. This is how many guns and how many crew the ship has. This is what you need to beat. You'll see how that works. How much loot cards you get if you successfully win the sea battle and board the ship, because there are 2 things you need to do to successfully piratize the ship. Basically, first you need to win a sea battle where you're gonna fire your cannons, they're gonna fire their cannons. You fire more cannonballs than them, you're gonna win the sea battle, and then you can board the ship, and then it's a crew fight. There are 2 types of fights. You'll see how that works. Then we have a weather. There are 3 types of weather: storm, clear, and bad. Each of them has some additional effects. Like for instance, bad weather, you're gonna meet 1 less ship. In a storm, you're gonna have the event. And in the clear weather, you will not be able to escape from these flagships, because these flagships actually want to attack you. They don't like you, and even if it's merchant ship, they do have some cannons and crew that can fight. They will try to fight you, which you could escape if you are really damaged and you don't have enough crew or something like that. This here is how many cannonballs and how many cutlasses you use during a fight. So it's randomized. So you're gonna draw cards. You're gonna get. And on the bottom is the event, or some kind of a thing that you can keep in your hand later on and cash in. You'll see how that works. But these are all called events. So that's how the all card look like. Like you look any other cards, you see they are almost the same. The differences are in like weather, types of ships, how many of these cannonballs and cutlasses you have, and other stuff. So let's talk about a game setup. So game setup would be quite easy. You would shuffle this deck thoroughly, and that's the setup for the deck. Nothing else needs to be done. Of course, you would have to fill in some of these, which I'm gonna do now. So lock this down, get my pen, and make us smaller. So let's see, Captain, I don't know, Jack. Maybe I should have used the board. Actually, let's do it like. I can use text. So say Captain Jack. And this a bit. More maybe. And then we would name our ship. Say, I don't know, Black Pearl. Okay. And we can draw a flag. I don't know. Just crossed swords. And that's it for now. We have a 0 goal, 0 supply, 0 exploration. Everything else starts on the 0. Even the week didn't pass yet. In 12 weeks, we need to gather 1,000 gold. Now, if you manage to acquire that much gold before the end of the week, you can retire. You can just stop the game there. But there are also a pointing system based on status of your ship. So any of these spaces that is not filled out with damage are going to be points for you. And status of your crew, so any of these spaces that are not filled in with casualties is also points for you. How many supplies you have, that's also counts as points. How many explorations you have done, that's also points. And how many notoriety you have, that's also points. So even if you retire, you can calculate your points, and there will be like a little say table at the end of the rule book where you can check what kind of a ship captain are you. Are you the best pirate that world ever saw, or are you just like some a failure? All right, so that would be the setup for the game. Now I will do the overview how the game plays. I will not do a playthrough video right now, but I will show you what kind of how the turn actually kind of work. We're gonna go through all of the phases of a turn. So at the beginning of the game, first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna draw 2 cards, and this will be, you're gonna turn them like this, and you're gonna decide where do you wanna go. So I can either go to Caribbean or I can go to Indian Ocean. So this is my area where I wanna sail. Now, important things are here. Ships, and these numbers. Ships 3 to 1, ships 2. So what this means? This means that in Indian Ocean, I will encounter 2 ships. I don't know what kind, but it's going to be 2 of them. Maybe it's going to be flagships, maybe not, maybe just some privateer ships. I don't know. But it's going to be 2 of them. While in Caribbean, I'm going to encounter 3 ships, but one of them for sure will be a flagship. The ship will either under the England or France or Spanish rule. So one of them will be flagship. So let's say I want to go to Caribbean, which means the other card will go to this card. We're going to keep this card from this side here. So this is my area where I'm going. I'm going to Caribbean. After that, the next thing you have to draw is the weather. So I'm going to draw 1 card and check what kind of weather is in the Caribbean. It is a clear weather, which meaning I will not be able to escape when I get attacked by these flagships. So I have to encounter them. So that's my weather. And the last thing we're going to do, we're going to draw these 3 ships. So we are drawing them one by one. So I have a man of war, which is a flagship. And remember, I need one of them to be flagship. Now, I don't know, the other will be a flagship also, but if it happens, it happens. But let's say I draw 3 ships and none of them was a flagship. Well, in that case, I have to discard one of them, one of my choice, and continue drawing until I get at least one flagship. So right now, here's one of those 3 ships is already flagged. Let's see the second one. And this is the order how I'm going to encounter them. So after that, I will encounter this galleon. Oof, wow, another flagship. Not gonna be nice in the Caribbean, that's for sure. And after that, I'm gonna meet this medium merchant ship. All right, so these are my encounter ships. Let's put them here. Oops. Oh, I know what happened. I forgot the hands. Okay, so I know what was the. It was the man of war, then the galleon, and the medium. Right, let me just do something quickly. I apologize. Hands. table. All right, let's put these ships here. These are the ships I will encounter, and this is the order which I'm gonna encounter them. So first, I will encounter man of war, then this galleon, then this medium merchant ship. Now, since I cannot escape because the weather is clear, I have to fight the galleon, and I mean the man of war, and I have to fight the galleon. And then after that, these ships without the flags is my choice. Do I want to attack them or not? I can just skip. But these ones I cannot skip. They do not like pirates, and they will attack me and they will try to sink me. So, next thing we need to do is we're going to put our ship we are fighting in front of us. Let's place it here. And then we're going to have a battle with that ship. But that battle is split into two phases. First is the sea battle, and then it's if I win a sea battle, or however it come out, we'll see. I will have a crew battle where I'm boarding their ship, or they're boarding mine, and we're gonna have a fight with the crew. So let's look at these numbers here. So I know this ship gonna draw 3 cards, and it's gonna count the cannonballs on these cards. So, but we draw them face down. So this is how many power in cannonballs firing those guns this ship will have against us. We don't know how much. Now, what about me? Well, I can draw up to 7 cards. That's the maximum cards I can draw. And I can split them on the sea battle or the crew battle as I wish. So for instance, right now I can draw all 7 cards for the gun battle and probably sink this ship, I'm guessing, because 7 cards with lots of these cannonballs. I don't know how many will they gonna be, but I can draw them one by one and uncover them as I draw them. And I can stop anytime. So that's like a push your luck, but you don't know how much you're pushing your luck because I really don't know the strength of this ship right now. And I need to be careful, and I'll explain why. Because there are 3 resolutions of the sea battle. Either I'm gonna have more cannonballs than them and gonna win sea battle, or we're gonna have the same number, which gonna be a draw, or they're gonna have more cannonballs than me, in which I'm gonna lose the sea battle. Now, if I have more cannonballs than them, and if I have 3 or more cannonballs than them, I'm gonna sink the ship, and then we're not gonna have a crew fight. I'm gonna lose any loot they have, and I'm gonna have some notoriety. Actually, this is how much notoriety I'm also gonna have. 3, right from the start, because it is a flag ship. It is a ship of some nation which I just sunk, killed all the crew, and now I'm really notorious. I didn't get anything from it, but it's really bad for me because you will see as the notoriety rises, some other things gonna rise, which I'm gonna explain. Alright, so I don't really want to sink the ship. I also don't want to have a draw, because in the case of a draw, the ship is just gonna escape and all the loot I can get, and in this case I can get 3 loot cards. Is also gonna go with the ship. Just a second, because I have a table here. I'm just gonna put it close by so I don't mess. Alright, so how is this damage is calculated? It's basically difference between the number of mine cannonballs against them. Of course, if I have higher number, the difference is gonna be damage to their ship. If I have a lower number, the difference is going to be damage to my ship. Alright, so knowing that, let's see. So I'm thinking they draw 3 cards. I can draw up to 7 cards. That's my maximum. I cannot go more than that. So I'm thinking, you know what? They draw 3 cards for sea battle. Let's draw 1. So I have 2. Okay, I'm going to draw another one. That's going to give me 5. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to draw another one. It's going to give me a 7. So I have 7 cannonballs. And I'm going to stop here. I'm going to decide. I think this is enough to maybe beat this ship. Now let's uncover their cannonballs. They have a 6. I have a 7. So I have more than them. Damage that I'm gonna deal to this ship is 1, because that's difference. 7 minus 6 is just 1 difference. It's not 3 or more, so I'm not gonna sink the ship. It's just enough to damage their ship, so I now can board it. This is a perfect example. So now we're gonna discard these. So what important thing is, I managed to damage their ship, and now I can continue with the boarding operation. They will not escape, and I didn't get any damage. That's perfect. Like 1 over is perfect for this example. Now comes the boarding operation, where we're gonna have a fight with the crews. Now remember that I draw 3 cards, so the maximum I can draw is 4. Now they will draw 4 for sure. And this time we're gonna count the number of these cutlasses. Again, it is hidden, so I don't know how many. And to be honest, I'm just gonna draw all 4 of them, and let's hope that's gonna be enough. Oof, that's a 1, 3, that's a 4, 5, 6. I don't think that's enough. Okay, let's calculate theirs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have more cutlasses than me. So what happened, I did manage to board, I didn't manage to win fight with the crew. So difference will be damage to my crew members. 1 in this case. Okay, let's check again just to be sure. So 3 plus 3 is a 6, and they have a 2, 4, 7. Yeah. So I lost 1 crew, and they will escape. So that's what happened. I tried to board them. I didn't win those boarding operation, and I lost 1 crew members. All of these go to this card. And this ship also gonna go to this. I gain no loot. I just lose some crew members. Alright, let's see the second fight. We have the fight with this galleon, which is pretty bad. I cannot escape this fight, so I'm in serious trouble right now, to be honest. So let's see what we can do. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Because this was a flagged ship, if I sink it or manage to board it and win a boarding and take all the loot, I would actually gain this much notoriety. Because for the flagged ship that belongs to other nation, if you sink it or manage to board it and, win the fight and get the loot, if you manage to plunder it, you're gonna get the notoriety depending on these little stars here. So these stars actually show 2 things: how much damage that ship can take before sinking, and how much notoriety you will get if you manage to plunder its loot. For other ships, like this little medium metal ship that doesn't have any flag, it's just some private ship, who knows what, I gain notoriety only if I sink it. If I plunder it, it's fine. Okay, but the flagship ships, sink it or plunder it, you gain notoriety no matter what happens. In this case, I will not get any net notoriety, which I actually lost the battle. I didn't sink it, I didn't plunder it, so no notoriety for me. Alright, let's fight the galleon. Again, I'm gonna draw 4 cards. And now I have to decide, and I think, let me see. The 2 cannonballs, that's good. 3, that's not good. 3 more. That's a 6. I'm gonna draw 1 more. That's an 8. Okay, I think that could be enough. I have 8 cannonballs. Let's see how many they have. 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, again, I won by 1. I won by 1. So I won a ship battle, and I didn't took any damage to my ship. So that's good. The problem right now is that I draw 4 cards. And remember, I cannot draw more than 7. So I have to draw 3 cards, and they will have 4. So let's hope it's gonna be big numbers. Okay, 3, I like it. 4, 5. I don't think that's enough. Okay, let's check their strength. So 3, 6. Oh, 9, 10. 10 against my 5. I'm gonna lose 5 crew members. And that, I'm afraid, is the end of my game. So let's talk about the losing conditions. Because just like that, we are gone. Alright, so losing condition. If your ship takes 6 damage, and you don't have any means to repair it by the end of the turn, and you finish with all the ships. If you lose all your crew, so in the case you take 6 damage, your ship is sunk, everybody dead. In the case that you lost all the crew, they captured you, you hang, and that's it. That's the end of your story. You also could lose a game, as I said, if you do not manage to accumulate 1000 gold in 12 weeks or 6 weeks, depending what kind of game you're playing. Sadly, my story ended. I got very soon attacked by the man of war, and then they even sent the galleon after me. I won the ship battles, but my crew was just not good enough. They all died, and they captured me, and they hanged me. That's the end of the story. But let's say this not happen. I just want to show you how the plundering works. So we're gonna discard all of this, and we're gonna act like this didn't happen. So put it like this. And now we are against a medium merchant ship. Doesn't belong to any country, just some private company. We don't know who. In any case, let's they're gonna draw 2 for a ship battle, and let's see what I have. I have a 3, I have a 5. I think that's it. This is enough. Actually, I'm gonna draw 1 more, but remember, I don't want to go too much over, because if I win a battle and they get like difference of 2 or more damage, I'm just gonna sink the ship. I'm not gonna get any loot. So I'm thinking 5 might be enough. I'm gonna stop here. Okay, let's see how much they have. 1, and okay, they have a 4. I get a 5. I won a sea battle, and now I can board them. I draw only 2 cards, remember, so I can draw now 5 if I want to. Then there is a crew battle. And I really don't care about their crew. I can kill them all if I want to. So I can draw all the 5 cards, but let's see what I have here. So 1 saber, not good enough. 2, yeah, I'm gonna continue drawing. 4, 5. I think I'm gonna draw all the rest of 5. So that's 7. And they only have 4, so I won a crew fight. So I killed their crew, basically. I have more cutlasses than them. And remember, this damage only apply with the sea battle. We don't care about the crew. We kill them all. Now, I didn't sink the ship, so I will not get any notoriety. But I will plunder ship, and I will still not get any notoriety. Remember, notoriety is only when you're sinking ship and when you're plundering ship with your flagships. Okay, so I have to draw 2 loot cards. So let's draw 2. And we flip it like this and reread. I get 20 gold. I get 20 more gold. So I would write here that I have like 40 gold. Let's put it here just for. And that's how you basically play the game, because you're gonna do all this stuff constantly until you acquire 1000 gold. Now, before we continue, there's one more thing I need to explain. These friendly ports. So when you're in the friendly ports, you will also meet some ships. Again, you will be able to fight them. But here's the thing. Before you attack any ship, so before or after you attack the ship, since you are close to friendly port, you will be able to spend some gold and do some repairs, refill your crew, get supplies and rumors. So this is what you will be able to do. And by the way, remember at the beginning when I choose my location to be, or area, Caribbean? Well, you will have to write that down somewhere, because for each different area you're gonna put one exploration. So my exploration right now is 1. I was in Caribbean. If I go again in the Caribbean, my exploration points will not rise, but any different type, even these friendly pirate ports like New Providence, then I'm gonna put a 2, and so on and so on. So there are lots of points you can get here by exploring much of the world. That's about the exploration. Now let's talk about the supplies. As I said, you can buy them in the friendly ports. Let's say I have 2 supplies. So what the supplies do, it gives you some leverage. So for instance, you saw before how I draw some not really good cards. Well, you can always spend a supply to replace one card that you already draw with a new card. So let's say I don't want to fight the galleon. Well, I spend a supply, I draw a new card, and if it's something better, I can replace it, right? I can replace the galleon. Same thing with the weather, same thing with the number of cannonballs, cutlasses, events. So basically what the supplies give you is ability to redraw a card. If you don't like something on a card, maybe a weather or ship or anything on it, maybe even a location, spend a supply, draw another one, and then you can use that new one, or you can just discard it, your choice. So the supplies is basically like redraws, this game. Now let's talk about rumors. In the case you're buying a rumor, you're gonna draw 3 cards on top of the deck, and you're gonna choose to keep one. And rumors are basically almost like supplies, but you have them in your hand. Let's say I have this rumor in my hand. Well, I can use it for anything I want. I can use it as a ship, I can use it as a location. Again, if I draw something I don't like, I can use my rumor. I can use it for the event. If something tells me you have to use the event, well, I can use this event, right, instead of something bad one. So that's a card you can use on any way you want. Basically for the loot, for the ship, for the cutlasses, for anything that's on the card. The rumors are always good, gives you some leverage. So those are rumors and supplies. Crew and ship repair is quite simple. Spend that much gold, remove one of these damages or casualties. You're gonna write how many weeks passes. And by the way, this is how the week passes. If you have to draw a card and you cannot, you're gonna reshuffle. You're gonna stop drawing. You're gonna reshuffle all the discard piles into the new deck, and you're gonna continue your story. You're gonna continue drawing whatever you need to draw for, but you will write here that you're gonna add 1 week here. Every time you reshuffle, 1 week will pass. And now the last thing is this notoriety. As you sink ships off with the flags, or maybe without the flags, as you sink them or plunder them, when you accumulate 6 notoriety, and whenever you have to add at least 1 flagship, you will have to add another one. So normally, like here, it says 3 ships, 1 of them need to be flagged. Well, when you draw them, it's going to be 2 of them need to be flagged. Okay, so you're going to get more flagships than those that without the flags, basically. They're hunting for you. Then if you accumulate another 6 notoriety, all the ships gonna get a +1 card for sea battle and +1 card for a crew battle. Now there is one more way you can play this game, and that's by keeping always one card of the ship or crew battle visible. That's another basically difficulty setting you can choose to use. So for instance, if I'm fighting a ship and I need to draw 3 cards for gun battle, I will reveal 1 and 2 will put like this. So that can give me some, at least I know how much I have to go over it. Okay. But I always like to play without not knowing. If you want to play a bit easier game, you can always reveal 1. So in case it is only 1 card, you will always know how much they have, like how much damage you need to deal. Same thing with the crew. You will do something like this, and let's say draw 2 more. So you already know they have a strength of 3. Okay, and that's it. That's the whole game. That's the whole overview. You're gonna do this continuously. You're gonna go through decks multiple times. You're gonna reshuffle those decks. Time will pass. You will try to attack ships. For some ships you can escape. Now the only thing I didn't explain is this escaping thing. So let's say I want to escape from this large merchant, which is a flagship. I mean, it has a pretty good guns and crews, so maybe I'm damaged and I don't want to fight it. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sum up the number of his guns and his crews, in this case a 6. I'm gonna discard that ship and the 6 cards from the top of my deck to be able to escape. So you're gonna lose some cards basically, and that means you're gonna push your time forward probably a bit faster than you hoped, but you will be able to escape from that ship and you will not have to fight it. Now, of course, that only applies if there is a storm or a bad weather, because that's when you can escape, like hidden in the storm or in bad weather. But if it's a clear, you cannot escape, unless there are some cards actually with the events that can give you that option, but normally you cannot escape against the ships. And that's, I think, all about the game. It is a good overview to know how it plays. As I said, in the next video, I'm gonna do a full playthrough and you will see how everything works in that setting. So in any case, thanks for watching and see you next time, and goodbye.